alaikum. And
Waalaikum.
thank you everyone for joining the session. I think this is our I think third session. I think we had a conversation with alumni from Middle East, followed by get together a Baithak with North America, where we had over 45 alumni who joined that group. I think there are now close to 100 who are part of that group. And I think that was a great discussion. And I think one good thing that happened with that group was that they were able to form subgroups. So there's a group now. So there's a group now which is basically exclusive Toronto group. And one thing that is happening is that because of the crisis that is happening globally, a lot of fresh alumni or graduates who have gone to Canada are now being helped by those who are already there and are working there. So it's also a mentoring and more of a help group for each other. And same thing is happening in USA, where people living in Texas or those living in various states, now they know that there are other graduates from IoBM living in their within the state together to form groups and have. And I can see some of the messages that they're planning to have a get together in Houston and in Dallas and other places. So I think that's the whole purpose of establishing this group, and I hope that the one from Europe will also be as active, and you'll basically also help in expanding the network. I know there are, in terms of numbers, there'll be fewer in Europe than in other regions. Surprisingly, one of the highest number is in Australia, where our alumni they are based. I hope that this group from Europe, I think once we start your introduction, we'll know where you are residing, where you are at, and it will be an interesting also information for me that I would like to know, because although I've not been traveling for almost a year or so, but I do travel and go to Europe and other places. So it would be nice to get in touch with you. So coming back to our alumni network. As you know that I took over as the president in 2017. Our founder president, Mr. Shahjahan Karim, passed away in 2017, July 17, 2017. So after initiating this project in way back in 1995, and working with full commitment and trying to make it as one of the best. And and interestingly, I keep on sharing this thing that he started this project when he was 60 years old, after he retired from the service, from the civil service in Pakistan. And he worked with this institute for next 22 years. I just turned 60 last week, and I feel totally exhausted. And I feel that after working for 37 years, it's time to retire. And there he was, establishing something from scratch, and basically seeing that it reaches uh, to its level where people can recognize the institute, can recognize its graduates, uh, and I mean it's such a pleasure to see our graduates doing so well, uh, and working for national, multinational organizations. And I'll just share some information with you. So in 2018, we decided to revive our alumni network because you are in Europe and you know that in Europe or in North America or anywhere, the backbone of any university would be the alumni. They support their alma mater through either endowments, through mentorship, through their professional uh, skills as faculty members, as guiding our upcoming entrepreneurs. I mean, so there are many ways where alumni can. It's just not the money part. There are many other ways where alumni can help their alma mater, and so we thought that in 2018, although the Alumni Association was established many years ago, but it was not very active. So the task was given to Mr. Kamran Bilkrami once he joined us from IBA. Besides being looking after the training part, he was also assigned this task of looking to activate our alumni association. So office bearers were inducted. Farhan, who's going to join us, took over as the president, and we have other office bearers. Farhan is with Standard Chartered, heading the corporate side of Standard Chartered. And so right now we have close to 14,000 graduates who, I mean, they are not present globally, but altogether we have 14,000 graduates. Maybe, I mean, my estimate would be maybe 5% would be outside Pakistan. Maybe 90+% will still be in Pakistan. And we have around 10,000, close to 9,500 alumni. So when we say graduates, of course, they are bachelor's students who are also counted as graduates, and then they go on and do their masters. So this is statistics of our graduate, undergrads, grads, and PhDs. So if you go to the next slide, this is the present. So as I said that, of course, majority of our alumni reside in Pakistan. They work in Pakistan for various organizations. Around a very high number are in Australia, UAE, Canada, United States, UK, and so on and so forth. Now, just to caution you, this is not really, I mean, I won't say it's 100% accurate figure because this was taken from LinkedIn profile of all of you. So sometimes, we tend not to update our profile. So this will not show that maybe out of those 8,000, maybe a few hundred have already moved to some other countries, and the LinkedIn profile is still showing them in Pakistan. But still, it's maybe with maybe plus or around maybe 10% error. This is the best we could do. So this is where so they are all across, and I'm sure there will be more countries that eventually will be added as we get to know more about our alumni and where they are living. These are some of the companies that they are working for, and of course these are Pakistani companies. Now we are trying to gather your data. So we have a very good now a data of almost, I think, close to 50 plus alumni from North America who have given us their profile, their company's name, where they're living, and all that information. So hopefully we'll get more information so that we can update our global list at where our alumni are working and what companies they're working for. One other Baithak I just forgot to mention, and I think Farhan would have mentioned, is that we had a Baithak with Standard Chartered alumni. We have around 45, 50 of our graduates working for Standard Chartered. We are planning same for exclusive company or organization Baithak. So I think UBL has approached us, Habib Bank, and Unilever, and so on and so forth, that they would like to have the Baithak with those graduates who are working for those companies. So, so once we know where you are working, so maybe you'll be part of that Baithak also. So this is their in terms of their designation in various organizations. So because we are new, I mean, 25 years altogether, some of you graduated maybe in the last decade or so, last 10 years or so. So I'm assuming that when we talk about CEOs or when we talk about directors, they are basically, these are their own companies. Now our graduates are reaching, because of the last 20, 25 years of experience, they're reaching to that level that they'll be taking over as CEOs of a lot of these companies that are in Pakistan. For example, IBA has been doing that for now because IBA is almost 60 plus years. So now their graduates have started reaching that level that they're becoming CEOs, they're becoming ministers, they're becoming prime ministers, but he's one prime minister, and so on and so forth. So I think we are also now, we have, as I've said, only 25 years as opposed to IBA being 60 years. So I think, inshallah, in the next decade or so, we'll see our graduates getting into CEO level positions and all that. But they have reached director level. Like Farhan is a case in point with Standard Chartered, and there are many others. And there are some very successful entrepreneurs, especially on digital platform, that are doing really well over here in Pakistan. G. If you go to the next slide, so this is just the function. As you are our graduate, so you very well know that I think our strongest area had been marketing, and whether sales, marketing has been our strongest area. But now we are catching up in terms of finance, I think under the leadership of Tazeen Arslan. I don't know whether she has taught you or not, and others. Now our finance department is picking up. And some of the new areas that are really picking up is, for example, supply chain. Supply chain is one area that is picking up over here. Then we have, and one thing, you know, that we are not just a business school now. We have programs in social sciences, engineering, IT, and in programs like media, programs like psychology, education, actuarial science, environment, entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship. These are some of the programs that are now very much there. So these are, as I said, marketing has been the most popular. So since we established, we were trying to do events. So one event which basically we felt we should initiate our activity with is some sort of an environmental friendly and good for your health type of an exercise. So we started a cycling club, alumni cycling club. One of our neighbors, he's a businessman, and he gifted 100 bicycles to us just just before the crisis started. I think the bicycles were delivered to our campus, and our campus was shut down after a week. So we have not been able to use those bicycles as yet. As of yet, but hopefully we are. So the plan is to also have various points within the campus, so students can use bicycles to go from one building to the other. So it would be good for for exercise, and also they can and it's an environment friendly. So this is when we inaugurated our uh, office on November 30th last year. This is a new, I think, I don't know whether some of you were here with us when we inaugurated our new building, Shahjahan Sayyid Kareem Center of Excellence building. So this office is on the second floor of that building. It's on the same floor where our training center is and where our incubation center is. Our incubation center is yet to be inaugurated, although now we are working online in terms of helping. We have collected about 17 projects of our students, of our current students, and now we have involved. There's a committee, and 85% of the committee members are our alumni, and they'll be mentoring these students and setting up the projects. And these are some very interesting projects. I think Kamran will share some of those projects with you, and so that if you feel that you are interested, even if you're sitting in UK or anywhere in Europe, you can also have a mentoring session with our students. So this was inaugurated, and we had a couple of this is just outside the office. We had a couple of events. One on the right was Anwar Maqsood's play um, on, I think it was, I don't exactly remember the month, but oh, so it says there, April 2019, and it was in the Arts Council. So we invited alumni and their family members to come in and watch the play with us. Then we had few sessions with our alumni. This is our studio on the left, our media studio, where again we invited our alumni to speak to our students and faculty members. On the right is our new training hall. This is right next to alumni office. This is a horseshoe-shaped type of a hall, and I got this idea when I was at Oxford a few years ago. So they had something like this designed, a similar pattern. Theirs was much bigger, so we came up with almost the same design, but at a smaller level. So some of the lessons for leaders type of series of talks were held. And these are these are some of the events. And as on the right is Dr. Irfan Haider, our rector. You must be knowing him. On the left is Mr. Mohsin, Mrs. Sabina Mohsin's husband. And so this was the event that we had in our area, Parangi Creek area. So these are some of the screenshots of Baithak that we had. As I mentioned, Standard Chartered on the left. Then this on the right is GCC countries, mostly in UAE and Saudi Arabia. And I think in Bahrain, and I think also in Kuwait, who attended that session. And the last session that we had was North America. I don't know whether we have the screenshot of that or not. I don't think we do. So I will urge you to become a member of Alumni Association. I think you can do it online also. These are some of the facilities that are available to students and alumni. Liberty Books is also He's also our alumni, uh, owner of Liberty Books. So he has given us this discount. And then we are also in partnership with Awari. We were planning to introduce hospitality management diploma programs and eventually a degree program. But again, it was disrupted. Now, hospitality industry itself is in a huge disruption and is suffering, I think, the most, the airline industry and the hotel industry. So I think it will take now a long time for it to revive. And because I think tourism is going to be something different than what we are used to at this stage. So these are some of the activities. You can also, until August 31st, if you're interested, and if you're sitting at home, working from home, we can give you a free subscription or free access to Coursera courses until August. These are 15-day training, and you can do it, take an exam, and once you pass the exam, Coursera will issue you a certificate for that. And there are hundreds and hundreds of different courses that are available. So it's something good if you want to enhance your skills. It's a recognized platform. So you're most welcome. If you are interested, please write to Kamran or in the group, and we'll give you the license for that. But as I've said, that is until August 31st of this year. So you have still have about 2.5 months to use that. So as I've said, we are celebrating our 25 years. We had a lot of plans with the Alumni Association to celebrate that, but that has been disrupted. So maybe, inshallah, once things are normal next year, so we will shift our celebration to next year in 2021, and hopefully, if you do plan to visit Pakistan, Karachi, please do come to our campus. I don't know when was the last time you were here, but you'll see a lot of improvement within the campus. I think in the end, uh, I think we feel that we have achieved something once we meet our alumni. Because I mean, because I've been involved with my father and Sabina from day one, so I can always say that we are the best, we are number one, we are the top level institute. That's fine, I can say that. But I think the test comes when our alumni or when our graduates go into the market, and once they're employed, that's when we are tested. And I think, mashallah, say, you have not disappointed us. The alumni have not disappointed us. I've been meeting, I think, I've not met so many alumni living abroad as I have done in the last 2-3 weeks because of the marvel of digital platform, online meetings. I hope that you will get in touch with your other colleagues in your region, and you will tell them about this platform, and you will participate in various events, whether virtually or if you're here in Pakistan physically. As I've said that for the remaining part of this year, I don't see any big gatherings happening at our campus. We are even planning to have a virtual graduation ceremony this year, convocation, because I don't see at this stage 3,000 plus people getting together physically at our campus. I hope something happens drastically in the next couple of months or 3 months. But again, things are not looking too good at this stage for that to happen. I think a lot of universities in North America and other places have decided to go online in fall, although some universities have decided to open the campus. So this is what I had to say. So I would love to hear from all of you now. And
Thank you very much, Talib Saab. Farhan is the Alumni Association president and he is head of corporate trainings. So unfortunately, he's unable to join today. He has to take his mother to a clinical visit. He might join in a few minutes if he's free. So let us first take a group photograph, and then we will move on towards our conversation. If all of you turn on your videos, it will help us. Nabhan, turn on your professional camera, please. A victory sign will do, or shake hand like this will do.
I think shake hand.
Left or right? So your left or your right?
Okay. Is it good?
Just tap your left or your right.
I think right. Where to tap?
Like this.
Okay. Okay.
Work.
Got it.
So Shoaib, you have to touch your right side, your left side of your screen with me.
Okay.
One hand only with me. Like this. Everyone like this. On your left or right?
It's going to be different for everyone, so it might be difficult to coordinate. So maybe victory sign is just fine.
Agreed. Victory is fine, I believe. It will do.
I'm trying to take advantage of online.
Everyone's,
one, two, three.
Everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you.
Done. Okay, thank you. So, so I'm Kamran Bilgrami. I joined IoBM in December 2018. My last assignment was 8 years Center for Executive Education at IBA Karachi. So I worked around executive education, and I'm trying to help and contribute IoBM in 3 different domains at this moment in time. Since it's executive education, which is a corporate arm of IoBM or any university. The other one is incubation center. So coming week we are starting first cohort of incubation with 17. We have shortlisted students from different degree programs from all 4 colleges, and we have 17 ideas and groups with us whom we are working to have. We have taken on board them on the pre-incubation phase, and once they complete this phase, we will give them access to all kinds of incubation things, for example, equity funding, loans. And the third domain is alumni affairs. And as you have seen the presentation, we have tried to start small activities, and moving on with the collaboration and with shaking hands and knowing each other. We would like to host more of these activities within your regions. For example, some of you are based in London. You can initiate cycling club of IoBM in London, maybe. The ideas are unlimited. So, so with this introduction, I would like, there is one alumni council representation here. By the way, there is an alumni council comprising of 9 members. I think Sarah Mashood, if you can introduce yourself, please. Sarah.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so my name is Sarah Mashood. I am a graduate of 2014, and during my time, I was the president of one of the societies in CBM. I had a wonderful time, and that's the reason why I'm still part of IoBM as one of the committee members on the Alumni Association. and I'm working as the executive director of TAI Karachi. We deal with entrepreneurship throughout Pakistan, and whatever is happening in Karachi related to entrepreneurs, the budding ones and the established ones, we kind of try to create a, let's say, bridge the gap between these two levels. So that's what's up, and I'm really happy to meet all of you. This is the first time I'm introducing myself to one of these meetings, so I'm really happy to meet all of you.
Thank you, Sarah. So before we move on to you, a few team members are here who are continuously working to engage with you. You must have received messages on LinkedIn. So starting with Sumaya, are you there, Sumaya? A quick introduction,
Yes,
please.
sir. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Sumaya Mithani here. I work at IoBM as a coordinator alumni affairs with Kamran Bilgrami. So basically, my job is to reconnect alumni IoBM back to IoBM. Thank you. I'm also one of the alumni of IoBM. I graduated in 2019. Thank you.
So me and Sumaya are the culprits behind alumni affairs. So you can always tap us. You have our alumni official WhatsApp number, LinkedIn, Facebook. We will try to engage the community within Europe as well. Faiza, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Faiza Hassan. I look after corporate training and consulting assignments at Institute of Business Management. I've been working at CBM since December 2016. This year, I've started looking after Kamran. I've started looking after Incubation Center. And I'm also an alumni of this institute, completed my BBA back in 2010 and did my MBA in 2011.
Okay. Nabhan, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum, I'm Nabhan Kareem. I had media productions at IoBM, and I assist Kamran with alumni engagement and entrepreneurship center in EMAC. Good to see two people from the media department here. Omar, who was in our first batch, which is pretty nice because a media study started in 2010, so this is the 10th year of the department as well. It's good to connect with one of our first graduates, and Sabine Jamil, who was also one of our first faculty members, or one of the first few faculty members of the department as well. So it's good to connect with both of them.
Great. And last, Mehdia.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Mehdia Dharejo. I'm an alumni of CBM also. I graduated in 2019. Currently, I look after the digital media, digital marketing for EMAC and Alumni Association. So that's it.
Okay, so thank you very much. So what we will now do is we will give a couple of minutes to each one of you, and you introduce yourself, what you are doing, what you did post IoBM, and one by one. So for example, let's start with SN Shahid. SN Shahid.
So you can hear me, right? So hi everyone, I'm SN Shahid. I'm currently in Copenhagen, Denmark. I had been working for Pakistan since 9 years, but I recently came about 8 months to Denmark. Currently, I'm with IDCN. It's a company where all the international graduates that have their partners working in international companies and are looking for opportunities or jobs or internships. So we help those graduates get in touch with professionals in Denmark. And it's been few months only. I started in February, so it's still new for me, and hopefully in few days I'll be a professional in that field.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2009. I did my bachelor's, BS Joint Honors. Then I did my master's in finance and risk management from CBM in 2010. And then, of course, I started on working with the various banks in Pakistan as relationship manager, and now I am currently in Denmark.
Great, great. Next is Aisha.
Yes, hi. I've actually, so funny enough, Ehsan and Shabana on the call as well. The three of us graduated together. We were from the same batch. We all graduated in 2010. So it's nice to see them on the call as well. I am based in London right now, and I work at HSBC. Before this, when I was in Pakistan, I graduated in 2010 and joined Standard Chartered in their international graduate program. So I was based in Pakistan for 2 years, and then I moved to Singapore, where I was there for another 2 years, and then I moved with Standard Chartered to London in, I think it was 2014. Worked here in Standard Chartered for another 2 years. Then I moved to Accenture. Then I moved to HSBC. So it's been an all around journey. But yeah, I'm based in London right now.
Okay, great. So next one is Hina. But before Hina talks about herself. So recently we signed an exclusive MOU with Chartered Institute of Marketing. Hina was part of that, and IoBM is exclusive partner for membership, qualifications and trainings for next 3 years in Pakistan for Chartered Institute of Marketing. So here is a development coming out of alumni. Over to Hina. Your mic.
Yes. Thank you, Kamran, and Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Glad to see Ashi is there as well. Thank you, Ashi, for joining. Me and Ashi, we both have graduated in year 2001. We were among the first batches of Hospital and Pharmaceutical Management MBA. So it was fun. It was a very good time I had at IoBM, and it has given me an opportunity to develop lots of skills. So I moved to UK back in 2002, and I started working in National Health Services. And then in 2015, I was working in National Health Services at various levels and roles, and then resigned from there because I wanted to do something of my own. So I established my own company. It's called Global Sustainability UK. It's based in UK. So from there, the opportunity was that there were some projects coming back to Pakistan. So I started another company, an office in Pakistan. It's based in Karachi. It's called Positive Impact. So the journey is I'm trying to, recap everything quite quickly. It's quite a long journey. So from Positive Impact, it was there when we started working with institutions in Pakistan, and we were very fortunate to sign an MOU, as Kamran has just suggested, to offer CIM course from IoBM. So at the moment, I'm also a champion for the Europe Alumni Chapter, and trying to pull anyone and everyone I know who have graduated from IoBM. So that's what I'm doing, and that's it from me.
Thank you very much. Next is Idris. Idris.
Yeah, I'm here. So I graduated in December 2011, and I think when I graduated, I did my BBA in accounts, and I was the first student of BBA accounting. So that was something very different for me as well. Then I got exemptions from ACCA, and I got into Ernst & Young Pakistan Risk Advisory Financial Services team. So there we advise different banks in all the financial services space of Pakistan. From there, I got an opportunity after working there in 4 to 5 years. I got an opportunity in HBL. I got there. I spent in HBL about 2 years, and recently in April, I moved to PwC London, Asset and Wealth Management sector. So here I am in the position of senior associate, and of course, it's a bit difficult to cope up in these days of COVID while working from home. because it's a new job. But yeah, as all of us are trying to do that, so I'm also doing that. So yeah, it's good, and it's really nice to see Europe and especially people from London. And yeah, Rehan is there as well. We are together on our way back. We live in the same area back in Pakistan. So yeah, so that's all from my side.
Thank you very much, Idris. Next up is Jazib Alvi. Jazib.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Jazib. I graduated in summer 2009 with majors in marketing. I moved to London the same year. I did my master's from Queen Mary University, and then I was very lucky to get a job here in media. So I was working for a digital media startup, a French company, then moved around to a Dutch company, and then finally now I'm working for WPP. So their media arm, Group M, recently bought Essence in 2016, and I was working in Essence at that time. So now I'm part of Group M. I'm the investments director over there. So I look after all media buying and planning.
Thank you, Jazib. Next, Nabil Latif.
Yeah, hi. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Nabil Latif. I did my MBA in 2008. And then in 2009, I started my MS Economics from CBM, and I graduated in 2014. And from 2012, or from 2013 till 2018, I was also visiting a faculty in economics at IoBM. So I have been associated with IoBM since 2006, I guess, like 12, 13 years. When I graduated, I joined Allied Bank, and then in 2012, I joined Standard Chartered Bank. And I have been with the Standard Chartered Bank in the finance department for the last 7 years. I moved to Frankfurt, Germany last February. I'm here on an assignment, and the assignment is they have created a Brexit bank. And so we need to establish, I was part of the bank from finance perspective and risk perspective, we need to establish certain things. So I'm part of that, and I'm here on assignment.
Great. Thank you, Nabil. Next up is Nadeem.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Nadeem Khan. I'll be looking to connect with all of you on LinkedIn if that's possible. I'm based in Lancaster. So a very brief synopsis. So I graduated a long time ago in 2012. And I was from the education background, came here, had specialized in data analytics, and in Lancaster University, I was part of the incubation center for the last 2 years. So I've been in England for the last 4 years. I've recently finished the incubation. During the incubation, I wrote a book, which is published by one of the top publishing houses in the UK. It was co-authored by a thought leader here. So I didn't venture into PhD, but wrote a book, working on a couple of other projects in the UK. And I think I'd be happy to support IoBM with since I'm part of Lancaster University incubation, I've completed it, to be, to share any best practices for similar initiatives, inshallah. Yeah, that's about it, and really happy to connect with all of you. It's fantastic, the opportunity that Kamran and Talib Karim Saab have played. So I actually met Talib Karim Saab before I left, and I think I've been in touch with Kamran as well. So it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadeem. Next up is Rehan.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for this opportunity to connect with everyone. It feels nice to see people in Europe. So I'm Rehan. I graduated a long time ago as well from IoBM, I think 2011, 2012, something like that, from BBA. CBM actually landed me where I am right now. In a way, I have to thank that, because I was the first student to actually go to Bilkent University. I was the first one to selected for the exchange program, I think, from CBM side. And that led me to do a lot of things. I got a job there in Turkey. I did double graduation, double BBA from IBM and also from Bilkent. And I kept working in Turkey. Then they sent me to Germany for MBA while I was still working, and then I did my MBA from Germany, lived there for a while, and then I also won a scholarship for Netherlands, thanks to IBM while I was in IoBM, to win the International Best Student Award for Marketing for Nairobi University. I still have those emails from Sir Talib and Miss Sabina in my inbox and congratulating me as well on that. So it brings me joy. So then I went to Netherlands for my MSc in marketing and then got my doctorandus in marketing here as well. And yeah, I've been working for multinationals since then: 3M, Philips, LeaseWeb, CenturyLink, and currently I'm global director of digital marketing strategy for DTN. It's the world's largest weather data company. And yeah, I've been settled here in Netherlands for the last 7 years. And I used to be the head of Pakistan Student Association Netherlands as well. I started it at least, but due to lack of government funding, we couldn't continue. So all I do is I manage a group in which I have all the students coming all over from Pakistan here and helping them out in getting sorted in Netherlands. And I live in Amsterdam.
Great. So we have, I think, 2 of you from Amsterdam at this moment.
Oh, cool.
Sabine.
Really? Yeah. Well, she's
Someone
from
else?
Den Haag, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Sabine, Miss Sabine, please.
Hi, everyone. First, thanks so much for this opportunity to reconnect with everyone. I'm especially very happy to see Nabhan again and also Umar. Nabhan was a colleague at IoBM for some time then before I came to Europe. And Umar was interestingly my student in IoBM, and now he's also a colleague in the Mundus Journalism program. So a really interesting connection. Well, I was a journalist in Pakistan, and then I switched to academics. I joined CBM as a faculty in 2011, and I also joined CBM at the same time as a student. So I was doing my MBA in advertising and media management. So CBM was home for almost, it's almost home for like 4 years, because I was teaching in the weekdays and I was, studying on weekends. So I was there like 6 days a week. I have some great memories from that time. Anyways, I finished my studies in also in 2015, and then I came to Europe on Erasmus Mundus program. I've been here since. I was first in Denmark, then I moved to Germany. I finished my graduation here, and I've been working with media accelerators and educational institutes in different capacities since then. Now I am a freelancer, and I'm working on a project, on a research project with Hamburg University, which is about migration patterns of our alumni. I'm also a content creator for Erasmus Mundus website, and yes, I'm also starting my PhD in fall in Hamburg University.
Great. Nice introduction. Next up is Safi. With Safi, there is another alumni, his wife.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Safi, and I graduated from CBM in 2014. I did my BBA from there in human resources. After that, I worked for around 6 years in Karachi in different firms, mainly tech firms like Venture Dive, Avanda Solutions, and IBEX Global in the capacity of recruitment. And after that, I started work with K Electric. With them, I worked for around 4 months, and after that, I had to relocate to the UK. I'm based in Birmingham, and over here I work with one of the largest recruitment companies, which is called Hayes. They have their presence all over the world in almost every country. Folks from, if there's anybody who has background of HR or in Pakistan, they definitely must have heard about it. And so I constantly keep in touch with people over there. My sister even works. Faiza's my sister. She works in CBM. So through her and I follow happenings happening in CBM as well. And I must say it's really great to speak to you guys. So that is about me. I would hand it to my wife, Maham. We were in the same batch, so she will give her introduction to you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Maham. I graduated from CBM in 2014 with my majors in marketing. After that, in 2015, I did my master's in strategic marketing from Coventry University in the UK. And then in 2016, I did my diploma with the CIM in marketing strategy. Since I finished my master's, then I started working in marketing within the legal services. So I worked in a law firm for 2.5 years within client development, and now I'm working with Marks & Clark, which is Europe's largest IP attorney firm, leading their international business development projects. So they have 16 offices across the globe, so all of their international focused BD efforts. And as Sophie said, it's great to see everyone and it's great to meet everyone. We haven't had this opportunity before, so it's really interesting and really pleased to see this.
And sorry, I missed one point about myself in terms of my qualifications from CBM. So after I did my BBA in 2014, I got along with EMAC and I did my postgraduate diploma in human resource management with the first Resource Findings Hub, and it was organized by EMAC definitely. And after that, I did my MBA from there. So I really owe it to the institute for in terms of where I'm at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is thank you very much, both of you. Next up is Shabana.
Oh, hi everybody. Yeah, can you hear me? Great. Okay, I'm Shabana and I'm friends with Essen and Aisha. Actually, we're batchmates and we're still really good friends. So it's really nice to see them and other people. So after CBM, I started working for the Aachen Development Network. So I did not choose the corporate route. After that, I decided to come to the Netherlands to do my master's in environmental sciences. And since then, it has been a totally different journey. I work on water and sanitation. I work for a nonprofit, and we work in Asia and Africa. And it's really exciting to now see how I'm able to combine my education in business studies with environmental sciences and working in a completely different region. And yeah, so it's really nice to see everybody and make this small family also part of our everyday, I guess, life that we're living. I guess that's it. I have to jump on another call. So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Shabana, for joining us. Two of you left with the introductions. Shoaib, you first, please. Shoaib sir.
Great. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, please.
Assalamualaikum everyone. I think I'm the oldest over here. I did my MBA back in 1999 in marketing. So Farhan is my close fellow. He used to be the president of the Marketing Society in CBM, and I used to be the vice president. So great times. Since the past 20 years, I've been in consumer marketing. Very fortunate because that was the dream, after graduation. So, I worked in Pakistan in peak greens. So you must have eaten Click, Butterpuff, Rio, all the brands I handled there. So very fortunate. And then I worked in GlaxoSmithKline in the consumer department. So again, I relaunched McLean's toothpaste, Sensodyne, worked on Aquafresh, etc. 2006, I came to the UK, to London over here, and since then I've been working again in consumer marketing. So I've worked over here in Unilever in their UK office and global, headquarters. And then recently I'm working at Awesome as senior marketing manager, which is a part of Nestle, basically. So yes, it's been a long journey, but very exciting.
Thank you so much. Last but not the least, Umar Ajmal.
Hi everyone. So thankful for this meeting, and so good to see my teachers. Ijaz Sahab is also here. Sabeen Jameel is also there. Navan, Talib Sahab as well. I graduated in 2014. As Navan also mentioned, I was the part of the first batch of media studies. My majors were in journalism, and so I did uh, start doing journalism. I worked for Dawn for a little over 3 years, and for one of the stories, I won a national award as well. And after I got fed up with a bit of field work, as it's not easy to do journalism in a country like Pakistan, I moved to Europe on a Mundus journalism program on a scholarship. I'm here specializing in journalism and media cross cultures. Right now, I'm based in Aarhus, Denmark, but soon I'll be relocating to Hamburg for my second year. And I had been the president of Media Society as well. And I'd like to put this on record that Media Studies department is the most pampered one at IoBM. And it feels so good to connect with all the students studying there right now. And it's so good to see them progressing. It's going to be going in the right direction.
Okay, thank you so much. It's nice to see all of you. We have with us Ijaz Wase Saab, who is, I would like him to talk about two things. One, about the media department he is heading, and the other one is how IoBM has handled the lockdown situation and completed successfully its semester online. So over to Ijaz Wase Saab. He left the conversation.
I think he got disconnected.
Anyone who would like?
I will shortly brief you because it's an interesting case study. Post well, not post as of now during COVID-19 that we were asked to shut down our campus towards end of February. We had conducted our first hourlies at that time, and we were, thinking that things will get better. There was only one case in Karachi at that time, but there was more of a crisis situation because globally things were not going too well, and decision makers in Pakistan thought that the model in Pakistan might follow what was happening in Italy and in UK and other places. So we were asked to shut down towards the end of February. Initially, we were asked that students won't be allowed to come to the campus. Faculty and management were allowed to come to the campus. And quite a few of our faculty members started taking online classes from campus so that the session is not disrupted. But then towards, I think it was March 20th, if I recall, that everyone was asked to not come to the campus. So our challenge was that the semester should not go to a waste, especially for those students who were about to graduate in spring of 2020. So it was a challenge to take these 400 faculty members, put them through LMS. So our LMS is Moodle. I think a lot of you are aware of that. And then various platform was used, such as Zoom and Google Meet and other platform. And now we also have a license for MS Teams, Microsoft Teams. So now I think today is the last day of our final assessment. So we'll be done with our semester today. And I think it was a very challenging journey for us and for students, because not being used to a system where there are many issues like connectivity issues, load shedding, and other technological type of barriers that we face. But I think, mashallah, we were able to complete this journey, and now we are ready to start our summer semester on the 30th of May. And positive thing about the whole thing is that students have been able to adapt so much with our online teaching that there are almost, I think, almost 15 to 20% more students enrolled for summer this year than they were last year. So they are ready to take this challenge of online learning. And that's a good news because we don't know for how long this thing is going to last. I think Ijaz Wasisab is back on. So I think you were missing, so I took your slot, Ijaz Sab. So back to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Talib Sahab. I think what we've achieved in this time of crisis could not have been possible without your leadership. I say this not because, I know you personally, but I do admire you, and I think my admiration is going up with time. This has been tough for all of us, but I think, as they say, if a team gets together and people are all committed, then things happen. And under the most difficult circumstances and totally new environment, we have not only been able to achieve good results, but I think IoBM stands out in comparison with other universities because we get reports from HEC meetings, etc. And IoBM stands out. We have been recognized as being one of the most successful people who've adapted ourselves to this new system of learning. For me personally, this session has been extremely fulfilling. It's been very heartwarming. It's good to see Umar. It's good to know that Sabine is also there. These are people with whom we started media studies. Umar being our first batch, Sabine being one of our first faculty members. Nabhan was there all around all the time. Of course, he took a break for his master's in between, but I think it's the 10 years that we've spent together have been so rewarding. We've moved forward in many ways. We have a certain recognition in the market, and most importantly, our students are doing extremely well here and, as I can see, abroad as well. So it's extremely, I'm very, very happy to be part of this session. And I wish everybody the best of luck. Students who have taught before or who haven't taught before, all of them carry the flag of IoBM forward. May God be with you, and inshallah, we'll see progress going forward.
Thank you very much, Ijaz Sahab. Thank you very much, Talib Sahab. Before we call off this conversation, anyone who would like to add or contribute is welcome. Anyone of you? Please. Please.
So I would like to say that IoBM has given me an opportunity that how I would apply the learning. And that has helped me a lot when I came to UK. And it was very easy to use my skills that I've learned there to get my first job, and the journey started from there. The other thing I would like to share, and it's a very interesting memory from IoBM. That was my first marketing course, and it was with Mr. Faisal. He used to teach at that time. And I remember what happened was that I've been given a task to do a presentation on Caterpillar, the company Caterpillar, right? So I was very nervous. I had shaky hands, shaky legs when I stood up to start my presentation. And he said to me, all you need to know is the people who are sitting there doesn't know anything about what you are about to say, and you'll be fine. And that has helped me so much that now I'm a global trainer for 2 of the international organizations, SAI International and SEDEX. And believe me, I speak on various public forums, and I never felt, nervous or any lack of confidence at any forum from there on. So that was an excellent thing that I took from IoBM, and I am where I am today.
Good to hear. Anyone, Shoaib Saab, you are from the earliest batch in this group. Any comments, thoughts?
Comments तो नहीं, एक रिक्वेस्ट है तालिब साहब से, अस्सलाम वालेकुम तालिब साहब, रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि whenever you are here in London, अभी तो कोविड-19 की वजह से जरा ट्रबल है, लेकिन after it passes, we would love to host you. I worked with you, probably आपको याद नहीं होगा क्योंकि आपको so इतने स्टूडेंट्स मिलते हैं, but I was the vice president of the student, or I used to invite the people. I think in some of the cases, you very kindly also introduced me to some of the business leaders who I invited as a guest speaker. So they used to come. With your permission, I used to stop the buses, so no student can go outside. So everyone used to present in these seminars. So very good memories, of those times. And obviously, Farhan was the marketing president at that point in time. But yes, whenever you are here in Europe or in London, I'm sure the entire alumni would love to host you.
Hey, thank you, Shoaib. Of course, I remember you. And I think that's what I said earlier, that it's really good to connect with all of you, because I do travel, and inshallah next time, now I know where all of you are based, and we have that database, and once I'm allowed to travel, maybe inshallah next year, maybe we'll have lunch or dinner together somewhere in UK, as most of you are living in.
I mean, that would be an honor for us, definitely.
Absolutely.
And we have actually, I have some relatives living in the Netherlands. Actually, my brother-in-law is global marketing head at Unilever. So he's based in Rotterdam. Munir Hassan. He's married to my cousin, but now he's coming back to Pakistan. I think he has been posted back to Pakistan as director of sales, Unilever. So I think now he's in transition. And I think even Shazia, who was chairperson Unilever, has been posted to the Netherlands. So that's why I'm saying that once we know where you're at, we can connect you with people we know in those places. Actually, my niece is based in London, and she's working there with one of the NGOs in London. So then we can have these type of connections and networking. So it's great, and I'm really, after your introduction, I'm really I think our father up there and us down here are really glad that we were able to set up this institute, and all of you are doing mashallah so well, and you're successful in your professional and personal life. I saw Shoaib's daughter. I think she came over while he was there. So it's good to see that you were youngsters, now you have your own families. Good to see two of our graduates getting married. I think Safi and his wife, and of course your sister is with us in our department. So it's great to see all this happening, and I think this is what our reward is, to see successful graduates, alumni group, mashallah, doing so well. And I think what Ijaz Saab said, कि इससे ज़्यादा तो कोई reward हो ही नहीं सकता कि we were able to impart quality knowledge to all of you, that you were able to compete with the best in the world, because you were not just competing with Pakistanis. I think you competed with people from all around the world, and doing so well is credit goes to you and to your faculty members. So thank you, and I'll Shoaib, hope to see you next year, inshallah, when I'm there.
Thank you.
So lastly, this year we had many plans as part of 25-year celebrations, but unfortunately, physical interactions are not there. So hopefully next year we will try to host you either on campus with families or in your regions, or and a set of activities. For example, IoBM hosts over 1,000 classes, so you may contribute in coming over as guest speaker in one of the subjects. And there are other ways to connect with student bodies and faculty. So thank you very much everyone for joining us, and then we will continue our discussion in the WhatsApp group we have for Europe now, and we will keep adding people there in the group.
Yeah, thanks for organizing that. It was really nice to meet everyone, talk to some old friends and old batchmates, and Talib sir and Ijaz sir and everyone else that we have been through. And yeah, it was good. I think we should do it yearly if we can, just like that even, and hopefully we can increase the number and have new alumni added to this more in the future.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
so
Good
much.
luck to everyone.
Thank you for hosting this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.